Right. All right. We got a good team. We got two good teams right now going at it today. We're gonna have Reason going on the tank, Rico also on the tank. I've not seen Rico play. I'm excited to see this gameplay coming out from him. We have Dream and ACS rocking the DPS for Team Fury, Gato and P-Bach on supports. Shay, how are these teams gonna? What do you think the comp's gonna be looking like for these?
Well, I'm expecting kind of a divey, quick, quick teams like Tracer, Genji, Juno. I think a lot of these players play really well with those kind of high mobility characters.
Yeah, we know that P-Bach right here is gonna mainly be on a Juno, BAP, maybe a little bit of Zen or Lucio. If we could see some Lucio coming out from the P-Bach, if we get a boot map, it would
Hmm.
probably be a free point towards them. And then we have Gato here, and Gato kind of flexes with whatever they play with. I haven't seen Endero or Blink at all. I haven't seen them play any sort of support, so I'm actually really excited for that tonight. We got Festus and Stevo on the DPS though. It's gonna be a quite interesting few matches here.
Now, I was wondering if the team, like the placement of the characters, weren't indicative of their roles. Like, yep, ACS was hovering the hog there. Usually, I've seen him play the wrecking ball in these sorts of tournaments or pugs that we've hosted. So I wouldn't be surprised if Stevo ends up being the tank for the blue team there. Just again, more of a dive central for red team is what I'm anticipating.
And it looks like we are gonna see balls coming out on the both of the teams with a Brig on Team Fury, I believe.
On
And
both ends, yeah.
yeah, we see the same, almost the same team comp, but we see the Tracer and the Pharah compared to the Junk Ash.
I kind
Which,
of like that Pharah pick into Junkrat.
yeah, but against the Ash, especially if Dream here can hit some shots, might end up having to swap real early and not be able to
First
get a
point
lot of
also,
value.
first point's also not very friendly to Pharah unless you're playing on the outside far right.
We see a fight coming out on this right side. We see both balls look at each other, decide to do nothing. See the Junkrat diving through the top of middle here, trying to get the Pharah pick. Gets the Pharah pick off the rip.
Interesting. Ball is slept in the back. ACS manages to get out, and he's going to point.
We see the Tracer kind of contesting this Junkrat right here, but taking too much damage and having to force out recall. We see the Junk go down by the ball, or the Tracer. My apologies.
They both
We
kind
see this
of
Hanzo now. They swapped off of the Ashe and went to the Hanzo before the game started. Oh, we see the pick on the Ana and the Brig. This fight is most likely over. We're going to see them try to die and reset, I believe.
yeah,
See
ACS
that
drip
ball trying to
stalling.
buy as much time as possible. Trying to get that few extra percentage right there. But
Man,
first fight coming out on top. And an early pick on the Junkrat by the Ana.
Blink already at 80% to ult. Gonna be really good for
We're
early
going to see
team
this
fight here.
Tracer ult, Ana ult, and Balls ult coming out from the blue team, I believe. My colors are changed, so it's pink team for me, but... And then we see a pick on the Tracer and the Pharah coming out. The Hanzo picked off the Tracer. And we see the ball getting a pick here. They're still down one. We see Nano come out already on the Brig. We see Ball come out. You see Pulse Bomb get its pick right there. There's a lot of ults being used right now just for this first fight. Or second fight now.
Well, the red team had 2 picks and didn't pressure point. They just pushed blue back, and they managed to rotate their ults through and sustain up into 90%.
We see a nice little trade there on the Anas, but it's not going to be enough to get to point in time here. Next point's going to be... Where is it at? Gardens. Ooh. If we could see the red team right now pull out any sort of picks early here, like that Brig coming out and the Tracer, maybe they have a chance of getting point first and getting as much percentage as possible. We see them going straight to point with the ball there, but they're down supports at the moment. And we're going to see a pick coming out. We see the Hanzo go down as well. And the Ana.
I feel like red team just wasn't communicating their rotation clearly enough. They were not with their supports and managed to get dove in by the back with Stevo on the ball.
Yeah, they're playing a really aggressive right now with the ball here. They're trying to get as much pressure as possible without letting them have a chance to regroup. We see that they have 4 ults. They just used Ball's ult right now to try to contest this middle area. Doesn't get a pick, but it is a good zoning ult. Oh, we see the Pharah go down to Noon there. The Anti is out. The Cass, and he pays for it. But it's fine. They end up pulling this fight together. They end up killing out the Ana and the Ball. The fight is just about over.
Tracer cannot get staggered here. Well, at least they trade.
A trade is not bad at all. They just have to touch point right now with 73%.
Barrage
we see
does
that pick
good
come out
value.
on that barrage. We see 2 picks. Both the supports are down. All that's left is this Ball trying to contest this point as much as possible. Try to bring out some sort of 99%. All they need to do is win 1 fight for this point to be theirs. But we do see an early pick coming out on the Pharah from the Cassidy.
Cassidy getting health packs from Brig. They managed to regroup for now, but they're
Ball
getting zoned out.
And Brig gets the nano. Red team is down 2-3 now, which might just be a cleanup on this fight, having them have to leave with the Brig and Ball alive, not get staggered, wait for team, and come back and push in.
There are no ults on the board at all, but ACS does have his minefield coming up this fight.
And Nano coming up real soon if that Ana cannot get picked off early. If they lose the Ana, it's going to be pretty rough, but we do see the Hanzo go out and the Brig. And the 2 Anti on point right now. The Ana and the Brig were both really low there, but ACS just doesn't have anyone there to back him up. But we do see the point coming out for blue team. With no contesting at all.
I don't think you should contest this, no.
Sombra. We see them swap over to that Sombra now. Which is going to be really good against that Ball and the Tracer if he can hack him. Right now, they're looking for some early picks before the point even unlocks. Ball's in on them. Ball trying to go for an early pick there. We see the Cassidy get completely picked off and the Brig. They're down 3. There's no point of trying to fight this unless they can trade some picks here. But we're going to see this Sombra get really low. The Ball's going to try to contest, and he is gone.
The blue team is Blank and Ender are really showing you how to play Ana Brig. You play together. Ana supports Brig, Brig supports Ana. When you get dove by the Ball, you just keep each other alive, and you will live.
Oh, the Sombra gets picked off with a missed TP. And the question mark coming out from Blink. See the Noon get dropped right here. Probably not going to get a pick here. But the Cassidy does have the perk that if his Noon runs out, he gets 30% of his ult back. We see them kind of staggered right now. We see a pick, we see a trade from both sides here. And then we see 2 more sadly go out.
Both minefields are used and Blade committed by Festus.
And what's good here is that they only used 2 ults, 3 after that fight, and they still have 2, and Cassidy's gonna be able to build his back real fast. But we do see on Team Blue, we're gonna see 3 ults. We're gonna see Pulse Bomb, Rally and Nano, we're probably going to end up seeing the same plays that they've been doing with Nanoing Brig and hoping that the Brig can get some picks out. Genji's nowhere close to Blade.
They
See the recall come out from the Tracer. The hack on the ball, but it's just not enough.
Rekko does go down. Reason got a pick. That
Oh,
Brig is.
we see Bolts come out, get one. Noon's probably not going to get anybody here. Letting it run out and get back that 80% of his ult.
Oh, the recall managed to get Greninja.
I'm not able to change who I'm spectating, by the way. We see the contest on the point right now, trying to retake it so that they don't get that singular point. They're trying to go for the full roll here.
Big EMP hits 4.
We see Minefield get dropped on point. It's going to be really hard to try to contest that there.
Just
And we're
trying to
going
let
to see that point go out to Red Team here
It's not over yet.
with some slight cleanup. Really fighting for their place right now in this match. They have Rally and Noon again, but coming out on blue team, all we have right now is a Minefield. Just gonna be good for zoning off point for first fight. But we see that Sombra ball on the flank right now, trying their best to kind of see what they can pick out here. Trying to build some more ult charge. We see Noon get dropped. We see the sleep come out on the cast, and he gets booped into a mine. How unfortunate.
I like the idea that they had there, but I think, yeah, the blue team just wasn't all there and they fell apart.
Yeah, with the two on the flank, it's really hard to do anything because they're getting pinched into a corner here on point. It's a pretty good strategy coming out from the red team right now.
We got Rally coming in here with P-Bach. Should be able to sustain and hold. Lives through that pole.
Brig is 1 health. Brig cannot get afford to get picked off, but gets picked off anyways. But this looks like it's just a sweep on the rest of the team. ACS trying to stall as long as possible.
So they used
a little staggered.
They used Nano last fight, so they do not have a Nano Blade, though the Blade is up and active.
Well, also with the new perks being integrated into the system here, you don't really need to have Nano Blade anymore because you can get healed. You don't have to worry about it as long as you get some sword swings.
This is true.
Ball diving point right now with Nano on him. We see a Raw Blade coming out with a pick. We see 3 go down. Ball trying to get that Ana. Ana sleeping him so that she does not die there. And Ana gets picked off, but this fight is just looking pretty much over.
Minefield from red team on point, but ACS is basically alone here for another few seconds. He can disengage and fall back to his team, but they're still down Sombra now.
Right now they have another Minefield. They have EMP though. EMP is gonna knock out all those mines right now, which allows that team to push in. Hits 3 as well. We see Pulse come out, not get a pick, but the game is over. A pretty interesting first match coming out right now.
Pretty much more or less what I expected with the Tracer, Genji, and Ball. High mobility heroes.
This map is pretty brutal to play against, especially when you're playing on that Cass right now and playing against Cass in like half dive.
Yeah, I'd like to see ACS and Rekko's team like really zone in on like one kind of style to play, not this half divey pokey kind of thing with the anti-dive from Sombra and Cass grenade. It can work, but if you're not on the same page, like ball will still just live and roll away.
Yeah, and having a ball and on a brig, you have two characters on your team that aren't able to have some high mobility and get out of situations that they're gonna get pinched in. Unlike the Sombra and the ball, and maybe even the brig, it's just gonna be rough to fight that. It's an uphill battle, but hopefully next map we're gonna see some crazy plays coming out from this team red right now.
Wondering if there's a type of map that they like to play instead, one that would fit more of a slower play style for them if they want to play that more defensive oriented. Oh, we go Junkertown,
We
which is
see
quite open.
Junkertown, a really open map, pretty forgiving for another dive comp. Do you think we're gonna see another dive comp coming out here?
I would almost guarantee it. Um, it's pretty open in the first part, but as you get further into Junkertown itself, some of those uh, alleyways close in and makes it a little harder for ball to get like an insane value. But being able to sneak around in backline, I think, is still going to find some purchase.
All right.
Let's see.
And we're going on to map 2 right now. Team Blue is in the lead at the very moment with taking that first match 3-1. And we're going to see red team on the push first here.
I believe that's how it.
We got 10 seconds. They're probably calming right now what they're trying to do, what plays. Hopefully we see some other comps than a dive comp, but if they need to play dive, they just have to do it properly. We see 2 Widows on the board right now with a blink on the Zen with Sigma
ACS.
coming out from red team right now. More protection for his team and being able to stun, especially with the perk that allows the further the rock travels, being able to stun for longer. It's going to secure some easy picks there, but we see an interesting heal comp coming out from blue team right now with the Illari Zen.
That's very interesting to me. I think you just throw Orb onto Tracer and hope that the rest of the team can help, like play along Pylon or something, because ACS. Oh, we need to pause real quick. I did not see. Yeah. We apparently have Stevo
Having
has
some
not picked.
issues with his PC right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is going to be really interesting, seeing how the Tracer is going to try to play into this Moira, because Moira is a hard counter for Tracer. But seeing the 2 Widows, all that matters is seeing who can get the first pick, get the first headshot coming up here.
I do like the Sigma push on, or for attack, because he can take the angles you want to put your Widow into position to find these picks early fight.
They're asking to restart map because Stevo had to do something. Oh, they said, nah, we good.
We good? Okay, so we should be ready. Get a confirmation from both teams before Team Blank says ready. And there we are. We're going back into the game.
You see the Doomfist coming out now.
Whether that's for mobility to get into the fight quick,
Doomfist
or
is going to be extremely late here, but it's fine as long as there's no picks coming out. You see that Genji get picked off first by that Illari. Pylon getting destroyed too by ACS here. This is going to be a really interesting first fight here because they're already down 1. Genji just getting back now. We see a lamp already being used in the backline too for red team right now.
very interesting.
Oh, we see the Tracer and Zen go down right now. And that is probably just going to be it right there. Both supports down. And The Widow getting absolutely dove with the team kill, which is a free push.
Okay, that was quite interesting that Gato just went full send into the backline and got to
Oh, the
just being a
Tracer getting picked off yet again by the Widow. See the Rock come out from that Sigma. We see this Echo switch now. The Echo pushing on that left side, trying to get a pick here.
diverting
Give
attention.
teams some means to get onto point and stall. We see the Moira come out with a trade pick on the Echo right now. And there goes the Widow as well.
Stevo is able to just sustain on point, even by himself.
We see Rock get canceled there too. But they were down 4. Not really much that they could do. It's just a good place to reset now. And both the supports are trying to run back, but we see an early pick with a stagger on P-Bok right now. Meteor Strike coming out. They also have Transcendence, and they're coming up on... I forgot Alari's ult name, but Alari's ult.
Captive Sun.
Captive Sun. That's what I thought it was. But we see on Red Team right now, they're coming up on 4 ults. It's going to be extremely hard to push into this.
It's like
I mean,
every engage, Stevo is maintaining the tempo. He's dictating when to come in and when to get a pick.
Ooh, 2 picks coming out from the blue team. You can see Window kind of get wasted there. Not a lot of value coming through it right now. We see this Zen getting stranded right now in the back line. And giving away the free push here with only 1 ult usage. But they are coming up to have 4 ults on blue team here. They're going to have Copy, Blade,
I don't think they can touch. Nope.
No touch. We're going to see Reason get picked off real early here, trying to stall that out.
Stevo gets
And
right behind.
Demolished there. You see Pylon get destroyed early here too. I believe Pylon's a 15-second cooldown if it gets destroyed. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, something like that.
I think it's 15 and 10 if you move it yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an early flux.
Early Flux coming out
Cancelled.
with the cancel from the Doom Punch here. And we see that Genji getting a lot of value diving in their backline. They're down P-Bok and that Ashe Rekko. And it's just going to kind of be a cleanup here unless this Blade can get a lot of value.
I feel like the red team just has so much momentum now. Like, blue did not take a clean fight like they needed to. They do get an early pick, however.
We see them kind of holding on to some ults right here. They need to use an ult here to kind of try to stall. We see Captive Sun coming out. Not getting in. It hits the BAP. But it's not going to be able to get any value there. We see Echo getting 1 pick there for the trade. Oh, we see the tank go down as well. Now it's just going to end up being a regroup for Team Red. We see the Genji's fighting it out right now. We'll see if Dream ends up backing out right now, trying to live.
This is actually really big for blue team's economy. They managed to hold on to Copy and Trance.
Yeah, and now we see a pick coming out as well on the Moira. Pretty early. It's just a stagger at this point, and the Genji goes down. They need to group up and try to push together, but they're playing really staggered at the moment.
Doom's just gonna go in.
Canceling. Bob comes out. Bob is just there to scare them, I believe.
Yeah, it's making space because ACS is just W forward with the cart. Now Blade comes out from Greninja and manages to clean up the backline.
Out real early here. No Transcendence, no stall with it. Blink is holding on to this Transcendence, and that Echo is holding on to that Copy.
I wonder if Blank thought he had Flux and needed a save for that, instead of using it to save his life and stall the point.
That's most likely true, but we do see another Flux coming out here real soon. It's gonna be this fight. And P-Bok has Lamp already.
Ooh, that rock hits Festive.
Ooh, Festus gets picked off by that. We see Copy come out on the Echo, but immediately getting destroyed as well. We see Transcendence now, which is going to give ACS a chance here, most likely to pop Flux if he could live this fight. We see Punch come out there too.
He gets lamped and Coalescent comes out, so Flux should be coming. Manages catch Genji.
Oh, no pick coming out from that, but we do see the Moira getting 2 picks with Coalescence there while he's distracted. You see Reason sitting on these rafters right now. Festus also coming up for P-Bot. Hopefully trying to get a pick out on that BAP. Trying to pinch him in that corner right there.
I do like the switch on Blank to Ana because that's a little more sustained, gives you a little more utility that the Zen just couldn't. Zen does a lot of damage, but he just was not being able.
Cassidy from Greninja as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the support line just did not work together with Zen before, so I like this change here.
Coming up on 1 minute left for Team Red to push this the last little bit. It needs to with only a Lamp right now. And we see Blue Team coming up on 4 ults in total. Sleep already coming out, getting that. Ooh, we're gonna see the Meteor Strike come out as well.
Early pick on BAP means it's go time. Go, push in, get your kills, and then back out.
And we're gonna see them trying to stagger a little bit here, but they got 1 fight left to touch point.
And the swap
to Hog and Junk, and seeing the Kiriko come out as well.
This is a team that says we need to get a pick to win the fight.
They have only thing they have that maybe can touch point here is that Moira if she can get in. We see Junk get picked off early. Captive Sun coming out on the Hog. Hog is dead. We see Moira sitting on point right now. They might notice.
They got to.
They're trying to push it as far as they can right now without dying, but we do see it go down. That is going to be the end of round 1 in this match.
Blue team did manage
to trying to build out that coalescence there, trying to see what they could do, maybe get a pick or two. But we see an extremely far push here from Red Team.
There is a win con. You just got to get it almost all the way to the end of 3. Blue team can win.
Blue team on the push right now. What are we thinking that's going to come out from this?
Well, I was wondering if he's going to still run the Doomfist because it seemed to work very well for defense with however scrappy some of the fights seem to be. I do wonder if...
We see the Doomfist come out. We see Hog as well, though. Hog, Ashe, Junk, Moira, and Kiriko on Red Team for the defense right now.
ACS
trying to play for fast picks.
They put ACS on the Junkrat, which is he's kind of a menace there, and Rekko is on the Hog.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty interesting round right here because we do see that Echo Genji right now coming out on Blue Team. But as long as that Ashe is able to hit her shots and pick off Reason, I believe that they could probably get a pretty decent hold, waste the time.
And since they're running the Hog, the Kiriko is almost a must because Blank is going to be running that Ana again, anti that tank every chance she gets.
Yeah, we also see the Kiriko right here coming out on Blue Team as well. Trying to stop early picks, but we do see an early pick on the Ashe. Gonna give that Echo a lot of room to play with just to try to farm her ult off of that Hog because he's just a giant ult battery without 1 support.
Slept and stunned.
We
ACS
see the Junk
out.
Well. We see the Kiriko being 1 health right now. Gets picked off by Blink. And it's just going to look like they're going to end up being staggered through this with the Ashe sitting in there. But Ashe gets the pick on Festus, overextending. Trying to cause some pressure, not allowing that touch. We see Reason posted up right now on this left side area on high ground to try to get an early pick so they cannot touch here. We see that Ashe dropped to 1 health, but no pick, no contest.
being able to control high ground there and just keep them back allowed them to cap point. Ender almost having that Kitsune, which will be good. Huge now that we pick.
On the Ashe as well. That far being 1 health might be an easy pick. We see it come out, but we also get a pick on the Kiriko. Ooh, we see the Ana go down as well. Right now it's just some easy cleanup. They're gonna have 3 on point for maximum push speed right now.
This is what they need to gain space. They've won through a fight without pushing anything.
You see the Ashe being dove by the Doom. He's kind of trying to back out there and not get picked off early here. Trying to wait for something from the Echo to come through. We see 2 hits from Meteor Strike coming out. Trying to get a 3rd before he goes down. Trying to stop them and stagger as much as possible. But they do have Coalescence on red team right now. Going to pop it. Blue team has 4 ults.
Blank Sweep goes wide.
There's going to be 2 picks right there. Easy. 3 coming from Gato. Kind of securing the fight. But we see a trade pick from the Echo on the Ashe coming out of spawn.
I think you're happy with that, though. Your Ashe can still get into the fight. Blue team will have the tempo with all these ults online. A quick Kitsune, push them back, and then maybe a copy or a blade come in.
Kitsune Blade has been one of the biggest metas in this game, especially for competitive and higher ranks, is because that blade slashing so fast and cooldown going fast. Dude, we see Nano Blade though come out. Some easy value, but getting pushed back. See 3 picks. August over there struggling. Gets a pick though on the Genji before he goes down. And we see that Ashe getting cleaned up as well.
Yeah, Rekko committed whole hog to keep the Nano Blade out of his backline, but the rest of the blue team just collapsed onto everyone else.
It's going to be quite interesting here because we see the switch onto the Junker Queen, but we also see that they have Barrage and Bob. With blue team coming up on Meteor Strike, they have Kitsune and Copy. I wonder what they're planning here, but we do see a trade coming out with the Pharah killing the Ana and the Ana killing the Pharah. We see Bob get a pick on the Doom Fist as well.
Bob just solo ulting.
Knowledge. Pick on Reason, the pick on Festus. Right now, they just need to group up. It's just both the supports right now. They cannot risk being staggered and not being able to fight back here.
This may be very good.
The Ana alone. We see the Queen gonna be able to contest this right here. That Ana is sitting there by herself right now. With Reason coming back, the Ana gets picked off early, getting a really nice stagger there. With 2 picks coming out from blue team though, trying to contest this by being down a support. Blue team ends up getting both the supports out on red team. But we're gonna see 2 ults in the next fight on red team here with only Blade coming out for blue team.
I think you take an eco push here for sure. You gotta force a Barrage or a Junker Queen ult here.
We see Queen
Suzu was
hitting 2. Suzu not there. We see Blade coming out in the backline onto the Ashe right now. The Ashe is gonna get picked off. The Pharah is also gonna go down. And then we're gonna see a pick coming out on Gato as well. Only that Queen on point right now, trying to stall for her life right now.
I think you'd only see that red team's gonna start trickling in. You got 3 on point here with a lot of mobility. Ana's got Sleep Dart up yet.
Oh, we see the Ashe getting picked off too really early here. We're gonna need to see a contest coming out from this red team. You see the Doom diving back for a point. The Sleep Dart misses as well. Barrage coming out. getting the pick. The Ana ends up getting the Pharah though in return. We see a nice little comeback here. We're gonna see them having to regroup. All that's left is that Doomfist and a Genji. Genji might get the back cap. They're trying to not step off as much as possible. And we see the cleanup on the fight as well there.
Red team really had to commit everything that fight just to make sure that there was no back cap or
coming out. Blue team now has 4 ults coming up. It's going to be extremely hard to play into this with a rush copy on that Pharah or that Doomfist even. Or maybe even the Moira if a support gets picked off early.
I just nano Doom right here, go in.
I think she might be looking for it. We see Meteor Strike coming out early here. We need to see that Pharah go down. We see 2 picks coming out and copy on the Moira.
More no fade.
Build that Coalescence copy.
That should be it.
Wipe up there. We see right now that they are up 2-0 for Team Blue.
I think they played really well with managing their ult in the macro. The switches at the end with end of point or round 1 with going from Zen to Ana was what I think really did it for him.
Yeah, and also they're getting staggered really hard on Red Team. They are not grouping up. They're dying early. Are we going to see some more? Do you think we're going to end up seeing some more like teamwork coming out to try to push back here and reverse sweep?
Judging by the chat going on in text there, I'm thinking Red Team's just looking to have fun. They're going to play some more characters that they just enjoy playing rather than trying to try hard to force a comp that they're not comfortable with. I'm curious to see where we're going after this, though. Which kind of map would they decide to choose? I, for one, am a big Reinhardt player. I love Brawl, and so I'd love to see that, but I don't think that is in the cards right now tonight.
I would have loved to see a King's Row right now. Just for that Rein v. Rein hopeful dream battle.
Oh, we might.
Extremely rare. Oh, we see the King's Row coming out right now.
A lot of the top players now do run Winston on King's Row, though, so it's no longer the Rein battleground it used to be.
It's a bummer, truly. Those Rein battles were always really fun. But they're going to be trying to impress Justin here if we see some Winstons coming out. I can only imagine what's going on in Justin's head over here.
I really love holding King's Row. Like, second point is where we see some teams end their runs, just because that there's so much verticality there that
there's so many off angles on second point trying to contest it, because there's high ground, right, high ground left, there's window behind you, there's so many different places to push in from.
So I'd be surprised to see both teams full cap, but if it does happen, we're in for a real treat.
I think honestly the teams will be able to do it, but Team Red having a lot of fun right now. Hopefully their fun can lead to some victory.
At least see a little more cohesion and team play together rather than everybody thinking it's a just regular comp, and where you're solo queuing. We are playing as a team tonight. We want to see a little bit more of that inner working together. Oh, there's been a bio break called here for the blue team. And so, I suppose we'll just have to wait just a few more minutes.
While we wait, I'll unmute myself for the stream, give you guys a little bit of an analyst take, let you guys take a breath. To answer the pressing question of if Winston, I definitely shake the bars. Love the Winston play. I hope to see on Kings Row kind of a multitude of comps. I mean, I love the Winston. I'm liking the Doom play we're seeing. I'm liking the Ball. I think Kings Row, although we're talking about it potentially switching over to more of a Winston or maybe just dive centric map. I think each of the 3 points kind of lend themselves pretty unique geometry that lets you kind of play the way you want in a lot of cases. So we see maybe Ryan have a lot of purchase on that second point and those like narrow corridors, but we also equally see people playing Pharah and like dashing up and down on the top of the map. So I mean, you can really play whatever you want as long as you're willing to play it. And I know that these tanks and these DPS players have a wide enough DPS pool, and I understand that the perks kind of lend themselves to maybe sticking on one hero the entire time. But I'd definitely love to see some variety as we traverse the map.
Personally, here, I'm hoping that there's going to be a brawl comp coming out because I feel like this map has a lot of potential for brawl comp than dive, especially with the amount of nooks and crannies that you can kind of force your opponents into here.
I think Justin made a really good point with not only just Winston play, but you can run Doom here. I've seen it done before because you can still utilize that high ground. Oh,
We're gonna see Hog against the Reinhardt. Stevo on the Rhine.
Oh, ACS.
Gotta have out that junk.
ACS. I'm sorry. I just want to see ACS look at Stevo on the Rhine and like mirror it.
We're gonna see Lifeweaver though. We haven't really seen a lot of Lifeweaver today, or any Juno, which is kind of surprising because we see a lot of Juno in these usually.
Yeah, I like running the Juno with the Reinhardt because you want to be able to get him to disengage if he gets pushed.
And the Weaver to pull out that Rhine in case he overextends a little bit.
Exactly. Speaking of overextending, they're going right for the spawn door.
And we see him get pulled back instantly by that Weaver, probably communicating to him to have some fun and get in there. This first choke point is extremely hard to push through right now, though. Oh, we see the pick coming out on the Juno, though, being down a support here only with Weaver heals.
It's going to be really tough.
Hopefully going to be able to pull out. Yep, there we go. Allowing them to take that left side here. We see Pin get stopped by the hook. And the Sojourn getting contested by this Junkrat right now.
Very interesting.
See a wall coming out. We see that Ryan get walled off, but immediately probably screaming at that Mei. We see the Junk get picked off too by that Sojourn over there. We're seeing the contest right now coming out. Ooh, the Mei snipes out the Kiriko. Being down 2, being down 3. Ooh, and the Widow getting that pick still.
Yes, now's the time for Red Team to push on the gas. They are down Mei, which is big for zoning out a single character.
We see Pin on the Hog here. We see the Anti, though, on the Reinhardt getting pulled out to save his life. We see Widow's ult come out to try to give some recon, and the Sojourn just getting absolutely cornered. Tire also coming out. Being down 2 already on blue team right now. 3. The fight is just about over. We see the Widow melee and teabag the Weaver.
Oh, no. All right, Red Team finally got through the choke and managed to cap 2 ticks here on point A.
And we're going to only be seeing 1 ult right now on Red Team, while Blue has coming up on 4. You see the pick early out on the Widow as well.
Reason tried to go in and touch.
Sojourn also getting absolutely blown up trying to do that. But we see a Bastion swap now. Shatter coming out, hitting 2. We're going to see a pick come out from that. But the Rhine is going to pay for it.
I love that. The pedal hammer drop.
Oh, and Mei is down. They're just going to try to back up and regroup with their teammates right now. Not trying to get any picks early here. Hopefully seeing a hook come out from that Hog to pull one out of position. Bastion in his turret form right now. And the swap to the D.Va off the Reinhardt to try to stop this Bastion from picking off teammates here.
I think Steve-O said, okay, I see what you did. I had my fun with the Shatter. Now it's time to play a little more serious.
Oh, we see the D.Va get demec'd really fast here, but the Bastion goes down too. Junk Tire coming out in the backline, getting the Weaver. We see just some trading of picks right now. All that matters now is on point if they can contest here.
Very
But we
scrappy.
do see that Juno trying to leave but gets caught by that Junk. That Mei is also out of position now, getting picked off and staggered. Not going to be respawning with her team right now. Going to be a little longer. We see red team kind of locking in a little bit.
They
These
are.
last two matches. We see the Junk Bastion and the Hog. The Hog just trying to get as much value as possible out of these hooks because you can hook out of position like crazy.
Looking for a lot of burst, a lot of spam
We
damage.
see Tree and we see Freeze come out, not hitting anybody. Bastion ult coming out though.
The freeze for a
Trying
zone
to
and
nuke
then
Reason
Tree
right now.
to-
Reason barely evades.
I feel like that tree was just a little overlaid, and just in case somebody got caught out. But we'll see how well they can hold now.
See that Mei being on that 1 health, stuck in trap on point. You see Bomb come out, gonna get 2 picks, sorry, I forget Pylon
and
popped up
Pylon.
in the kill feed. But we see blue team coming out here, trying to contest this, not let them get this cap. But we're gonna see Tire, Nano from red team this fight, and we're gonna see Overclock and Orbital Strike coming out from blue. It just depends on how they're gonna use their ults here.
I feel like red team just wants to take angles and
Tire
like find
really
somebody
trying to
out.
Go up on the roof here. We're gonna see that Pharah on the flank though. Gonna try to pick out this Junkrat hopefully, but we see Tire get blown up there. Now Pharah's getting contested now, but the D.Va comes out to save him, and they end up getting the pick on the Junkrat real early here. They're kind of trying to just poke at each other right now, see who wants to play aggro first. Ooh, we see that. That Hog trying to push up right now with that Ana and Pylon in the backline. See the pick though coming out early here. See the D-Mech.
They're just going to take
See
several
Overclock
angles
come out.
on.
The hook,
Yeah.
but Hog pays for it.
Yeah, Hog
They're
was
gonna
just
have to try
too
to touch here.
forward.
They have 30 seconds left. This second point, as we were saying earlier, is just so tough to push into. But we see 2 picks from red team right now. We see D.Va getting re-mech, but already at half on her mech. They're gonna try to push out here, try to get picks. They see the Juno come out already.
Reason needs to get out with their life.
See Reason and D.Va right now over here trying their best to live. That D.Va has to leave. Gotta give them the point here unless they're gonna try to contest.
They
on
can
this
touch.
next
They can
fight.
touch. Commit the orbital array right here, or the tree. Either way,
Tree as
fit in.
well. We see a pick coming out though. Oh, we're gonna see 2 picks on red team already. The
It's all
Bastion
red
goes
in the
down, but
kill.
it's fine. And that's gonna be the cap there. Trying to put in as much effort right now to try to live these fights. Trying to hit a sleep dart early too from this Ana. Pre-poking with those cooldowns that are long is something a lot of players don't realize, that you can get some early value if you hit somebody with one of those utils. See the Junk, not aware of the Pharah's positioning, but the Pharah goes down anyways. We see the Tire. And the trade pick right there coming out on the Echo with the Tire. Oh, I thought the Hog was gonna try to get a hook off the map. You see Bomb come out, getting
Cassidy.
Greninja over here. And Gato going down, the Hog going down as well. It's fine. They have time for a singular regroup. They have time for one fight with 2 ults. Captive Sun and Nano this fight against that Tree and Barrage. Ooh, an early pick out on that Junkrat, not letting him try to build that tire.
We got
We're gonna need to see some sort of try to touch right now. That Hog is trying to push as much as possible. Junk is getting on though, trying to stall here.
Steve-O managing to eat the Captive Sun. Blue team has
But
just
it
a
doesn't
few
look
more.
like there's gonna be another touch here.
Yep.
Blink cleaning up 3 though as the Weaver.
So not a point B hold, but did prevent them from full capping. So there is once again a win condition for the blue team.
And now hopefully we get to see some blue team playing some brawl comp going into this, because their comp last one was working with a very slight dive, very aggro on red team. Especially near the end with that D.Va.
I would not be surprised if they just kept to the D.Va or a what
We see
Doomfist or
Zarya's coming out for
Zarya?
both the teams.
Okay.
Both of them on Widow again off the start with double sniper comp on red team right now. And we see Festus on the Cassidy. We haven't seen that all night.
So Greninja has to believe that they're gonna pick Widow to start. I wonder if they're planning on keeping Reason on Widow the entire first point, or if it's just an early point, like a quick pick.
My assumption is probably an early point pick, then the swap here, most likely to an Echo or something for some extra push, or a Tracer even, to try to get some pulse bomb grab.
Yep.
We see nobody trying to peek out early here because we know that they're going to end up being on the Widow. We see some very slight peeks coming out. Coming from the Widow. The Widow battle gets won by Greninja, but he's going to pay for it by the Weaver, beaming him. And we see a pick on the Hanzo as well coming out.
Blue team takes that trade every day because they just switch to Echo and go on to Cap. There may be a chance to recontest here. Nope. Zarya is getting, well, ACS was getting pushed back too hard.
You're gonna see Reason go down, but we're also gonna see a trade pick on Rico and the Alari going down early as well here. Not really a lot that they can do except the Ana try to maintain this Zarya. But we're gonna see her go down anyways. We're gonna see the Ana get picked out and then Genji trying to just back up and regroup. But the Echo is contesting with the Weaver.
There's been swaps over to the Bastion once again on the red team.
And we see an early pick on the Genji, even though he could have probably gotten out instead of trying to poke a little bit.
I feel like Greninja's Genji rotation there was just a little late, and then when he got caught out, he just staggered himself. What we got here is a grab coming up for Steve-O, which should be huge, which is 5 noon.
Oh, the pick out on the Zarya right after she grabs, but we see a pick on that Bastion for the trade here. We see that Genji trying to contest this Echo right now, but also not trying to get too pushed out of position by Reason.
Blank's just 2v1ing on the far alleyway.
We see the Genji going down as well with the ball pick from Steve-O now. Trying to play a little more aggro here.
High noon on
Noon coming
cart.
out.
Zones them.
Not letting them really touch here because they peek. They're going to just take too much damage.
That's hilarious.
And we're going to see this push with 5.5 minutes now.
That is
The
a strong
Torb swap
ass.
as well. We
Tor
see
Bastion.
red team has 3 ults at the moment right now with that Grav, that Captive Sun, and Nano.
It doesn't
And
need to
coming
be
up on that
big. You just need to
Bastion.
get somebody.
Oh, there's 2 in there. 3 now. We're gonna see 2 get blown up there.
And we
You see the
commit
Bastion ult get out as well.
4 ults into a 1 fight. That's horrible economy for the red team.
Because coming back, blue team is gonna end up having that orbital strike and copy, and they see the switch now coming out for the Ashe to try to beam out that Bastion a little bit, not let him really get a lot of pushing value. But we see Gato get the pick on Blink already.
The Ashe swap to force cool bubble cooldowns from Dynamite. That's what I think that's for.
We see Rico hitting him with a question mark, trying to see what he was doing there. Right now, they're just kind of killing time and trying to push in and see what they can get pick-wise. But that Alari boop stopping that. We see the pick from the Torb onto the Ashe. That ball is isolated right now, and no one's able to get a pick on him, though.
I feel like I'd just like to see Ender be a little more quicker.
On high ground. We see a trade right here coming out on the tank and onto
What an
the...
ante from P-Bach.
We see a red team getting a lot of value here from that come, and honestly, probably just gonna end up being a regroup with a swap to the Winston now.
Okay.
Oh, we see that Torb go in there, dive in for a pick, but he ends up overextending into 3. They're gonna have to play a little more safer here now because they are gonna be down their Torb for this upcoming fight.
Winston is such a good pick here.
Pick coming out on the Juno already. We see Bob being built right now for blue team.
Being able
And
to
Captive
contest.
Sun coming out for zoning an area.
I think the Winston being able to contest high ground and like bubble the back line is going to be big, but they need to like stage an actual dive. They only have him going in. They need another pick from somebody like Festus or Reason, or even Blank. He's been doing it
He's been a sniper with that Weaver right click.
for sure.
You see the dive coming out from the Winston being kind of out of position here. Trying his hardest to not get picked off there. We see turret getting dropped. And that Winston leaves his whole team just up to that Zarya. We see Bob come out as well. Bob getting stopped in the middle. It's a super unfortunate place for Bob to be getting the pick off on that Zarya. We're gonna see them get cleaned up now.
Yeah.
Bob gets killed by the turret. But that's most likely gonna be it. I don't think they have a touch here.
There's no quick characters to go and touch point. Last minute grab, but it's too late.
It's too late. We see the 3-0 coming out from blue team here. Are we doing best of 5 or 7 today? Oh, so that was it?
First, okay. First to 3. Well done. Just a quick Junkrat play of the game. Thank you so much for joining us for tonight's games. We will be back.
These games were pretty interesting tonight, seeing how we maybe thought that red team had a chance here, but blue team just had their comp together, had their dives coordinated. It's really hard to play into that.
Mm-hmm. A team that talks together and is on the same page is going to do a lot better than a team that just wants to have a little fun. But everybody should be enjoying these games, which is why we're hosting them. We want to have a good time every time we
Just
host
really
a-
good practice too for when you go into comp, because you know people are going to be communicating like this in higher ranks, especially.
for sure.
The main goal here is just to have fun, and we saw red team have a lot of fun tonight. Not a lot of victory, but a lot of fun, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Thank you guys for joining us here today. These matches were pretty interesting, and we'll see you next week.